Hello. I'm tired of being a background character in my own story. Let me give y'all some background information, anything like that. So, when I say a background character in my own story, I'm tired of being complacent in the shadow of my own story and giving somebody else the light in my world. And I say this because I've been a quiet girl my whole life. I've been real go with the flow. I've been real. I've been a people pleaser. Simple as that. I've been a people pleaser my whole life. And with that being said, that puts me in the shadow. So, like, you could know so much, you could want so much for yourself, but then when you continue to push yourself back in the darkness, it's kind of like, what's the point of all this knowledge? What's the point of being myself? And like, what's the point of anything if I'm just gonna continue to let people be the rulers in my reality? I did this with relationships, friendships, my family. I let people take control of my world because that's all I knew. That's all I knew. I never had that voice for myself. I wasn't able to speak up. I wasn't able to do anything. It's kind of like you're pushed into a darkness. And I feel like for me, this is me simply just allowing myself to take back that reality, take back what I knew that I deserved. I deserved to speak. I don't deserve to be silenced. I don't deserve to just shut the fuck up. That's not me. I don't need to just shut the fuck up. And I saw a video. It was like why I'm done being like the shy girl, the quiet girl. And I think that's like the era I want to push myself in. I don't want to be quiet. I talk too fucking much to be quiet. I talk too much. I don't want to be quiet. I don't want to filter myself. And I want to be able to feel my emotions how I feel them, you know? And that's why, like, growing up being silenced your whole life. So, I'm 20. So, I'm 17 years. I'm just, you shut the fuck up. Let me not say that. You shut up. You listen. And you don't, nothing happens to you. You don't get hurt, nothing. No, you ain't get yelled at. It's just you learn to be complacent. You learn how to maneuver in a toxic environment, and that's what I did. I learned how to maneuver in a toxic environment. I think that's gonna be it's not gonna be another video, but I learned how to maneuver, and it trickled down to my friendships, my relationships, everything because all I know is people please. I know if you're satisfied, I'm good. I'm safe. But that is when the self neglect comes in. It's just like you putting all your time and energy trying to satisfy everybody else, but where's the satisfaction for yourself? And that's why I won't know. It was like I say probably about 4 in the morning. Man, I'm tripping. Maybe like 2 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why? Why do I feel this way? Why do I let people take so much control over me? And that's because I'm so complacent in my shadow. I'm complacent being on the sidelines. I'm complacent not being like the head of my life. Like this is something that's just it's comfortable for me. And this is me getting out of my comfortability, even just talking about this and being vulnerable like this. But it's just like I'm so tired. I'm tired of being silenced. I'm tired of my feelings being invalidated. I'm tired of feeling like I gotta please you before I please myself. That's not how life works. That's not how life works. That's not how you gonna get by. It's just I want to live for myself finally. I'm tired of living for mom. I'm tired of living for my friends that bad. I'm tired of living for everybody but myself. Hell, I picked up a major, software development. No interest, zero interest. But I picked that up because I was told to. Oh, you gonna make money doing this? You ain't gonna make money doing what you really want to do. And I'm just like, We fall into such patterns of complacency and being okay with people telling us how to conduct our lives because that's what they're used to. They had people tell them how to conduct their lives, how they should live, what they should wear, what they should eat, everything like that. But then when it boils down to it, it's just like, where's your sense of self at? If I asked you to tell me 10 nice, good facts about yourself, you probably couldn't because you don't even know yourself. And I'm just like, I know myself to an extent. I know myself as much as I allow myself to know myself. So when I'm just once I'm seeing it for myself and seeing how everything could be if I just didn't shut the fuck up, it'd be so much better. That's why it's so important to realize that reinventing yourself, it doesn't come at a certain age. It's shit. It's just the sooner you do it, the better. I'm just thinking about if I fucking reinvented myself at like 50 years old, you're still going through a reinvention. You're still like remodeling yourself. You're still going through the changes, but it's just like you wasted all that time on something you could have done when you were younger. And that's like the reason why I'm making this video because it's like I want to be a ruler in my life. I don't want I don't want to wake up and be like, damn, who I gotta make smile today? Not smile, but who I gotta please today? Who I gotta make happy today? Who I gotta silence myself for today? And I'm just like, that's not gonna float. That's not gonna float when you 20, in your 20s, your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It's not gonna float. You're not gonna get anywhere. And that's where people mess up at. We get stagnant. When we realize like when we realize how much, well, when we don't realize how much we're living for somebody else, we get so comfortable, we get stagnant, we get comfortable staying stagnant to a point where change is just, it feels like it's inevitable. Inevitable? No, no, I don't think inevitable. Death is inevitable. But change is also inevitable. But it gets to a point where change feels like it doesn't exist in your reality. That's why I'm just like, if I can do what I'm doing now, if I can do this self work, if I can figure myself out and break myself down now, I'll be a fucking monster when I'm like 50 or any age. Like I'm gonna be so great because I took the time out to work and I don't want my trauma. I don't want to push my complacency in the shadow on my children so they're comfortable and living in their shadow. They're comfortable just being. They're comfortable letting somebody tell them what to do. I want to be able to break those chains that are on us, that are on the mind. And I feel like a lot of people are living as back characters in their own story. And I'm just like, where can you really get living as a back character? Other than like, you making somebody else happy, but it all boils down to, are you making yourself happy right now? Like, are you comfortable with yourself? Are you able to look yourself in a mirror? Like, look at yourself in a mirror and be like, damn, something's not right. And that's like a big step that nobody can do because how can you do that when you living in a shadow? How can you do that if you're living as a background character? How can you break yourself down to the T and understand yourself if you're constantly living as a back character and you're okay with living as a back character? It's just, we find too much complacency and just being, we get too comfortable. I'm just saying, don't get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable in that bed. Don't get too comfortable in that house, in that car, at that job. Don't get too comfortable. Because it all boils down to what really matters. And what really matters is how you go about finding yourself and your own character outside of the job, everything, everybody else. That's what really matters. So, yeah. Just want to make a quick video talking to myself, my little journal.